everybody. I hope everybody's doing good and that everybody's coming along with their essays. I'm just going to jump right into it. So first, the topic that I chose was, where's the outline here? Was number one, the first topic that was suggested on the topics and guidelines, which is Luther Standing Bear's relationship to, or from a traditional indigenous perspective, humanity's proper relationship to the natural world, or what it ought to be, and then where, like, how it differs from the modern West, where Westerners gone wrong, and what are the consequences of this wrongness. So why I chose this topic, I don't know, Luther Standing Bear's text really stood out to me. I thought it was really interestingly written, and I thought it was a really good and fresh perspective, I guess, on that topic. I'd never really read anything directly from a, I guess, direct descendant of a traditional indigenous society. And I just really, it resonated with me, that sense of disconnect that we have in the modern West, that disconnect from nature, and this kind of feeling of longing that everybody seems to have, but we don't really know what we're longing for or what it is that's missing in our lives. And I think it really is this connection to nature that's missing, and I just wanted to explore that a little bit further, I guess. I'm gonna probably go about defending it by mostly by referencing chapter 7 in Luther Standing Bear's text. It was the chapter labeled Indian Wisdom, which just kind of outlines their relationship to nature and also their religion, which ties heavily into their relationship with nature and with the natural world. So those are probably going to be the main blocks of the text that I reference. The tentative thesis, I guess, that I have going right now is Luther Standing Bear believed humanity's proper relationship to the land should be one of harmony and gratitude, unlike the selfish and greedy ways of the modern West, which resulted only in unsustainable disparity and inevitably destruction. I kind of wrote a little bit for my first paragraph, so I'll read some of that out in case you guys have any constructive criticism for me, because I would love to get that now. So my intro paragraph says, it is safe to say that in the modern Western world, a certain disconnect from the natural world can be felt. Traditional societies, especially that of old Native American cultures, had much closer ties to nature and felt a deep sense of obligation to protect, preserve, and respect the land in ways that we no longer practice in modern Western societies. Luther Standing Bear draws attention to some of these differences, arguing that somewhere along the line, humanity's relationship with nature has been severed. Standing Bear believed humanity's proper relationship to nature should be one of harmony and gratitude, unlike the selfish and greedy ways of the West, which result only in unsustainable disparity and inevitably destruction. My thesis. And then I go on to say, he emphasizes that it was his people's belief that humanity was meant to serve nature, not nature meant to serve humanity, which is the mentality that many in the modern West subscribe to. Standing Bear touches on how maintaining these toxic ideas about how to treat the natural world has resulted in not only a spiritual disconnect, but also lasting damage to the earth and to our own identities as human beings. So that's what I got from my first paragraph, and that's essentially the main argument, I guess, that I'm going to be trying to defend. Yeah, and then I kind of just started going over how I'm planning on doing that for each paragraph. So for paragraph 1, I was just going to outline kind of all of Luther Standing Bear's beliefs and like his view about how humanity's relationship ought to be to nature, and how, I guess, his people's relationship was and how he felt that it should be. And then in my second paragraph, I was going to outline the modern West relationship to nature, how it's different, and maybe where it really changed, or like the main reason why they're so different, which I was going to touch mostly on religion, and how like Christianity being the dominant religion of the colonizers and stuff. In Christianity, it's like throughout the Bible and stuff. I'm not Christian, I don't read the Bible, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my belief, I'm going to do a little bit more research on this, but it's my belief that Christian people kind of felt like everything on the earth was created to serve them and was made for them. So they kind of had this like sense of entitlement to the land, and they really just used it willy-nilly, whereas obviously the Native American culture was, or beliefs were quite the opposite. They felt that they were put on earth to protect the earth, and that everything, like, they were meant to serve the earth, and everything given to them was, a gift, and that they should be grateful. And that they're not entitled to it and everything. So I was gonna kind of outline those main differences in just the roots of their beliefs and why they are so different, and how that's, I guess, lasted and persisted through the ages, even now in our society, and obviously how capitalism ties into all of that, and just this whole, I guess, culture of waste and greed that's come about. And then in my last paragraph, I was just gonna talk about some of the consequences of our society's wastefulness and our relationship to nature, or really a lack of a relationship to nature, and how that's affected our sense of identity, and how that's affected just really our sense of wholeness and our sense of oneness. And I wanted to touch not only on the present issues that we're facing now because of this, but also like future issues that are going to continue to develop, not only within ourselves as individuals, but as a society overall, and beyond, I guess, cultural issues or issues within our society or within ourselves as individuals. There's also going to be problems in the physical world, because what's at a point now, I mean, obviously with global warming and climate change and everything, pretty much everybody has accepted that there has been negative consequences to nature at this point, to the natural world, and that stuff's only going to continue to get worse if we don't start, I guess, taking our relationship to nature more seriously and taking responsibility for some of the stuff that we've done and some of the stuff that we need to continue to do in order to grow as a society. We're gonna obviously be facing issues like this moving forward, because the way that we're living currently is not sustainable, and that's a reality that a lot of us are starting to wake up and face. So yeah, that was pretty much the whole outline of what I got going on so far. I think it's pretty solid, but I might work on my thesis a little bit more. It's kind of awkwardly worded. I'm not really sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I kind of zipped through this really fast because I don't really have a whole lot of meat to my essay yet. I still have some work to do. So yeah, I look forward to reading your guys's or watching your guys's. Whatever. You get what I mean. Thanks, guys.